Here's the latest news for Red Deer in central Alberta. People in Red Deer may recognize a few locations on tonight's episode of The Amazing Race Canada. The first episode of this year's season kicks off in central Alberta. The contestants were in the city in April for filming. Amazing Race host John Montgomery says it was great to showcase the area.
Central Alberta is magic. I got a lot of love in my heart for the area, and so I was tickled pink to be able to come back and reminisce about old times, but also capture something and showcase it and present it to the rest of the country to show what it is that I love so much about an area.
The contestants are fighting to win two 2025 Chevrolet Blazers, a trip around the world, $250,000 in cash, and the title of Amazing Race Canada Champions. You can tune into the rest of the journey on Tuesdays on CTV at 9 p.m. A Métis youth support agency in Red Deer is demanding immediate government intervention. It's dealing with a surge of unhoused kids and teens coming to them in crisis.
These are children. We always say every child matters, right? Every child matters. We wear those orange shirts. And yet the indigenous kids, the unhoused kids, they don't matter. They don't, because they're unhoused.
The agency Home says over the last several weeks it's seen an increase in children and teens fleeing domestic violence and unsafe homes. Home says the Alberta government's policies enable police, children's services, and other similar organizations to deny protection based on a parent's denial, placing already vulnerable children back into harm's way.
Everybody is dropping the ball. And unfortunately, everybody has funding except us. And we are the ones doing all of it.
Alberta Children and Family Services says, quote, the first and top priority of Alberta's government is always the safety and well-being of children and youth. That's why Children and Family Services continues to work on strengthening cultural supports and connections with community for First Nations, Métis, and Inuit children, youth, and families who require child intervention services. Alberta Children and Family Services says it will reach out to homes directly. Amazon's Prime Day sales begins today, and cybersecurity experts are warning Canadians about security risks. The Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre says it received nearly 110,000 fraud reports last year, affecting 34,000 Canadians. The CAFC says those victims suffered $638 million in losses. Consumers are warned to watch for fake websites created by cyber criminals impersonating sites like Amazon to gain access to banking information. The Fraud Center says if you do get scammed, it's important to report it to your bank and local police. Westjet is already looking ahead to winter, revealing 5 new sun destinations. There are 3 new direct flights from Calgary to destinations in Mexico, Guadalajara, Cozumel, and Tepic. There's also new service to Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic and 4 flights a week to Panama City. The airline says it's moving planes to different destinations as demand for travel to the United States drops.
I mean, it's very hard to forecast at the moment what's going to happen. We have seen some decline in demand to the U.S., and as a result, we've redeployed some of our capacity into domestic markets across the Atlantic and into Latin Caribbean destinations. We've seen that demand situation stabilize, but it's hard to say how it's going to develop going forward. But we have a lot of confidence in the destinations that we're offering today.
WestJet also says it's increasing service from Calgary to Tokyo. There will be daily flights between the 2 cities throughout the winter. And just a reminder, if you'd like to watch any of these stories again, you can catch them on our YouTube channel. Just search CTV News Red Deer.
After that extreme heat, we're finally going to get some relief. 60% chance we get showers in the afternoon for many of the areas, with Stettler being the exception. 20 degrees as the high in Red Deer, 21 for both Innisfail and Rocky Mountain House. We'll start the morning off cloudy, and then as we get into the afternoon, the wind is gusting anywhere between 20 to 40 kilometers an hour, plus a high chance we get some precipitation. Here's a look at the rest of your 5-day forecast.